In this video, we go racing Jeeps at Streets of Willow. In Race B, we go 3 wide at Trial Mountain. And in Race C, well, it's Group 4 and Shelty goes for a bit of a journey. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo Weekly Race Guide here in 2023, week 47, and this is a fairly unique week if I do say so myself, if you can't already tell by the background. We're in Willie's Jeep. Yes, we are racing the Jeep that's in Gran Turismo 7 at Horseview Mile, Streets of Willow in reverse. I'll get the right track there, there's too many Willow Spring tracks. What exactly are we doing here? Well, we're racing 4 laps with a grid start, and the false start check is on. Not that you need that much. Comfort, soft tyres, and bop is on, of course. Although you can change it around. There is a Jurassic Park one in this race. Now, if you're not interested in this race, and I can imagine quite a few of you are not interested in this race, there are some timestamps there for you. However, I did do this race, and I'm going to tell you a few little tips and tricks you can do to improve your speed with this Willie's Jeep. Let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look exactly what happens. Right then, let's kick off. I did say the Jurassic Park is in P1 there. Chicken Angel, lots of TCR in here, of course, as we get ready on the revs. The handbrake holding all that mighty power in this Willie's Jeep as we get ready to rumble slowly but surely. You definitely don't need traction control for this one, which is all good as we head towards turn 1. Now, don't worry, I am going to accelerate some parts of this race because it's a bit slow, this Jeep, if we're being real here. It's a bit slow. However, going through turn number 1, through the left-hander we go, and Shogun up ahead goes a bit slow through there, so I'm looking down the inside, going to be outside, then inside again as we go through the Streets of Willow here as we go into the right-hander. Shelty with a penalty up ahead. We'll see how big of a penalty that is in terms of this Jeep then as we fast forward a little bit here, 200%, as we've got TCR player on the left-hand side, Blue Thunder, as we go past them. Looking on the inside of Shelty then, slowing the video down a little bit here so we can see what happens as we got Shelty on the horn. Shut up, Shelty, with the horn! As we go through the left-hander. Keep an eye out for a short with Shelty coming up this week. It's quite a funny one as we continue on through. Someone's off in the background there in the rear view mirror. Shelty on our inside, using the slipstream of Mario Sonic to go by me then as we stick behind in P9. 1.5 seconds of penalties there, Shelty, as we nearly rear-end Shelty, but really I didn't actually get that close. It's just a bit of an illusion, should we say, as we go through the left-hander there. I did cut a lot of the corner, and it weirdly doesn't actually give me a penalty for that one. And there are little bits of this where this track where you can cut and you don't get a penalty, and I will explain that in the lap guide. On the other side of Hodgson then, who keeps it on the inside, accelerates through the corner, and we continue on then. So we're in P9 at the moment. Shelty's penalty up ahead, takes a 1.5 second penalty. It does nothing. You can see me there laughing my head off. Let's get to the end of this start-finish straight then as we go on to lap number 2. Marisonic well out wide there, up ahead, takes the cut. I'm going to take that cut as well, and you can cut that corner in 3rd gear, weirdly. 3rd gear, at certain speeds, it allows you to cut. It's very bizarre. I don't quite get it. 2nd gear does penalise you, but 3rd gear not. But by the end of it, in 3rd gear, you're a bit slower. I have no idea anyway. Just you can do it if you need to, and the penalties aren't that extreme. So it's there if you need to take a bit of a cut to avoid somebody, etc. Go through here, Hodgson going a bit slow on exit there, just turned a bit too much. We're behind Shelty now. Going to give Shelty a bit of bump drafting. I'm amazed this doesn't actually fall apart as you give a bump draft, but even so, we don't have too much damage here in Gran Turismo. Going through here then, on the outside of Hodgson, then going through the right-hander. We're just understeer, and now I'm looking to try and slow the car down before hitting Hodgson, and I do slow the car down. Hodgson's going to keep that speed going, and Mario Sonic's going to go on by as well. So we drop back down to P9, lap number 3 then. We're going through the left-hander here, Mario Sonic and Hodgson side by side. Hodgson's going to head off on to the sand, of course, in a 4x4. It doesn't really matter, does it? You can just come back on and happy days. So we continue on then. We've got the momentum though here as we go down the outside, going to be inside then for the right-hander. Sort of opposites to what we had previously as we go through the right then, and we are going to get that position. We do have a 1 second penalty for cutting, of course, but there's not too much to worry about with that as we continue on. This is what the penalty looks like then. You just can't accelerate, and yeah, we're going to have Hodgson just go on by. So you don't lose that much time in the grand scheme of it. Definitely not a second penalty, that's for sure, as Hodgson then reclaims that position. We're back in P9 again. Turning into a curse, this one, as we go into turn 1. Hodgson goes deep here. I'm looking on the inside. This is 2nd gear now for this corner as I go on through. We do cut it a little bit there, up into 3rd gear, and Hodgson now on the horn. Damn these horns! We get towards the end, though. Nothing really happens there, and we come home in P8. So it's a bit difficult to drive this car in terms of the weight transfer. So racing is kind of hard, to be honest with you. However, you can have some good racing here, and well played to Chicken Angel and Sonic there. P1 and 2 for TCR as we go into the lap guide then. So heading towards turn 1. Before the 20 board there on the right, you've got the sort of, I don't know, what's that, another pit lane entry? No idea what it is. Right there, where the track intersects there. That is my brake marker for turn 1. Now you can do turn 1 in second or third gear. Now I do it in third gear on this lap. Second gear is a bit quicker on acceleration as we go through the left-hander, and I'm going to cut a little bit here and continue on. Now if I was in second gear, that was penalised me. In third gear it doesn't. It's very odd. Going through here, you want to overturn the steering wheel a little bit there to go through that corner, and then we continue on now heading towards the long left-hander. We are going a bit quick here, 200% speed, just because it's a bit slow and you don't want to just watch me go in a straight line for half an hour. And as we go into this banked left-hander, we stay on an outside line. The whole point here is we want to maximize the speed this Jeep has, because if we lose a mile an hour, it takes a lot of effort to get that mile an hour back. So on the right-hand side there is your lift-off marker, okay? Lots of grass there. It's very obvious when you're driving. Lift off. But as we go through here, I want to maintain 50 miles an hour, and that's what I do. I'm going to follow this line then round the right-hand side. I'm going to go over towards the left here, cut a little bit, on towards the right, and as I come into here, I want to lift a little bit and accelerate through the corner. It's all about maintaining speed, this, and I'm not braking at all really here as I continue on towards the final corner. Now I am going to brake a little bit for this corner. So on the left hand side, we've got the orange tires. Okay, now this corner I do it in third gear, but actually it's a second gear corner, and you want to drop down the gear in the middle of the corner. I don't do that on this lap, but it's definitely quicker if you do that. So as we approach here, I'm going to brake, turn in, and I stay in third gear. Now second gear goes all the way up to 46 miles an hour. If I was in second gear, I would have accelerated a bit quicker, and I would have actually got a bit quicker a lap time, maybe into the 41s. But that's a 42 too, and that's going to be it for the Jeep. As we get into some serious race cars now, Group 3 at Trial Mountain. Yes, indeed. So lots of racing to be had here in this very quick sprint race. It's only 4 laps. Rolling start on racing hard tires, and bop is on. You can only change your brake balance for this one. However, this race is really good. This one that I do in particular, I mean, look at the background there. We're 3 wide at the moment. It's a really good race, so make sure you stay tuned for this one as we're going to jump to that right about now. Right then, here we go. What have people picked? We've got TCR player in a Genesis there in P1. We've got Genesis throughout there. That was top of the leaderboard at the time by Danny, so I did expect that to be chosen. Now, if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. You did see the graphic there. I do appreciate all the support, and we have a big special coming up on December the 16th. Let's jump into this race and head towards turn 1. We're all getting a bit closer here. And coming through here, a bit of smoke there. And up ahead, the GTR going very slow. We go down the inside of Mario Sonic and the GTR going through in its left-hander, and we just get the job done there. So we gained 2 places from that move. That was a definite risky move, but it did pay off there. So we're behind Shelty now, up ahead in that Toyota Supra, which I nearly did pick actually. As we go into the right-hander there, someone's into the wall. We'll take that. Up into P10 we go. Now, the reason I chose the Porsche is because I know it has grip for days, and being on racing hard tires, I realized the Supra, as you see there, gets a little bit slippy, where the Porsche is just solid as a rock, and we know what it's like on the car profiles. It's a very solid car in general. So that's why I chose the Porsche, and here we go behind Chelsea. Going to give Chelsea a bit of a bump draft here. The reason for that is that Supra's very strong at the top end. We get a nice bump draft on Mario Sonic as well here as we go over the crest of the hill and head towards the next corner. And this is where I decide to go for the move on the inside of Chelsea. The reason for that is this car is a handling car. About to go into a handling section, so I went for it down the inside. We get it stopped here. Chelsea's trying around that outside. I'm going to accelerate as quick as I can out, and we go up a position. We catch up to the Spaniard up ahead in a Porsche. We've got Hodgson in an Alfa Romeo up ahead as well. Another Porsche in front of them. Going through here, though, we get a nice little run on the Spaniard here as we head towards the back of the car. And then we're going to go towards the left-hand side. They indicate at the same time as I go there. But I realise I'm not getting alongside, and I highly advise you don't go side by side into turn 1. It'll cost you tons of time in a sprint race. So I back out of this. And as we go into here, unfortunately, the Spaniard holds the brakes a bit too long as they turn, and they go for a bit of a spin there, so we gain another position. We then catch up to this big old battle here. We've got Supra, Porsche, and Alfa all fighting, and we're about to join the party with a Genesis behind. Through the left-hander, we go on the inside of Hodgson then as we leave this corner, and we go behind Dav. Hodgson picks Carbano? No idea. Let's carry on. As Hodgson now going to try and get 2 for 1 here. I'm going to try and follow Hodgson through them. We get a bump draft from Mario Sonic, so we get 2 positions here. Hodgson's going to take that racing line. We're going to stick towards this inside line then as we go hard on the brakes. We go a bit deep here, but we get so far ahead of Hodgson here. We actually make it work. Somehow, we make it work up into P5. as we then catch up to MG Flash then. That AMG, as we look on the inside, that's not going to quite work. Now, I did try and set people up every single time for this straight here, and I tried to use it at my advantage. So, start a bit further back behind the car and really progress that slipstream, get closer and closer and closer to the point where I have such an overrun that as I get towards the left-hander coming up, I'm ahead and I'm on the inside line. And that's my goal here. That's what I was trying to do each and every lap as we go on the inside of this AMG then, heading towards the left-hander as we're going to go hard on the brakes. Here we go on the inside of MG Flash and we get it started. But they're still on the outside there. We're going to accelerate out a little bit of oversteer there, but we do get past them here. So the Viper up ahead gets a shortcut penalty. That's a turn 1 infringement there as we go through the right-hander. We've got TCR player in the Genesis up ahead as well. Actually, very close to the lead here, actually. Only 1.9 seconds off as the Viper looks on the inside of that Genesis. Going to go in towards this left-hander. Frame drops galore here on this left-hander with all that dirt. Still not optimized for the PlayStation 5, which is insane to me. And once again, you can see this setup. I waited back. Rather than trying to get in the action, waited far back. They're side by side. Nobody's benefited from slipstream apart from yours truly here. Oh yeah! So what we're going to do is we're going to go behind that Viper, go towards the left-hand side. Going to try another 2-for-1 move. Here we go. As we head towards the break-in marker, then the Viper backs out of it. Knowing they've got a penalty, it's probably a wise decision there. But the Genesis round the outside, TCR player, we go to accelerate. The Genesis is just there. I have to avoid them there. TCR player nailing that beautifully as we go over the crest of the hill. So it's a fight with the Genesis as we head towards the end of the race. Then the final few corners coming up here. Through we go. You can see the stability of the Porsche. It really is a strong car when it's racing hard tires because the grip is just there. It really is. Very strong car to use. And I highly recommend if you're a beginner or lower down in the driver ratings, use the Porsche. It's a solid car. We're going to look down the inside. No, we're not. We're just doing a bit of a fake there on TCR player. They don't fall for it, though, but they are a little bit more towards the right-hand side. I'd always recommend you set up so you've got a wide line coming to here. And you can see that here with the acceleration. Here we go, then. A drag race towards the line versus TCR player in that Genesis. Is it going to work out? Not quite. That Genesis is just a bit too powerful on acceleration there. Well played to TCR player. That was good fun. Well played to everybody in that race. It really was really good fun indeed. Well, let me tell you how to do Trial Mountain, shall I, on racing hard tires. As you head towards turn 1, on the left-hand side, you've got those yellow gazebos, okay, with a GT logo on. The end of the second one there, the last one on the left-hand side, is a bit of a brake marker here. Some cars you're going to want to try and lift and try and do it with just lifting, but I dab the brake here as I go into it, and I want to cut quite a lot of the inside, but not too much. I need to stay on the blue and white curbing, and that's what I do there. Go towards the right-hand side, you want to turn in early for that one, so you've got a wide line for this left-hander, and keep the throttle down all the way through there, and you really should carry a lot of speed, and that's going to give you a lot of lap time, that whole little section, so you really do need to nail that right. As we head towards the tunnel on the left-hander, on the right side, I've highlighted the start of the tunnel, essentially. That is your brake marker. And what you want to do is take a middle-of-the-line approach and then go tighter as it tightens as well in the tunnel. And that's what I'm going to try and do here. Notice I'm trying to tighten the line up and then accelerate out using all the track. Over towards the left-hand side we go. And we have 2 rocks there. I'm actually using the first rock on racing hard tyres. If the compound got softer, I'd then go towards the second rock. But the first rock on the left-hand side is my brake marker for this right-hander. And you want to turn in earlier than you realise for this corner as well. It's very easy to run very wide and very deep here. So I turn in quite early because I'm towards clip the inside there to accelerate out quite quickly. Oh, mega bit of oversteer there as we continue on through the left. And at the end of the curb on the left-hand side, that is our brake marker for this right-hander. You want to dab the brake and turn in, and you don't want to actually go too aggressive here because you want a nice line for the back straight that's coming up, okay? If you get a nice line for this next corner and the back straight, you're going to maintain such speed here, and that's what I'm trying to do as I accelerate through the right-hander over towards the right-hand side as much as I can. And again, the start of the tunnel on the right-hand side that I've highlighted there, you've got yellow sign, you've got the electric box there, and then you've got the yellow and black sign there. Use either of them, or the actual tunnel itself. They are my brake mark, and I want to turn in very early. I want to keep a nice tight line. If you go out wide, the camber's all weird, so you want to get on a nice tight line, get on the inside, accelerate through the bump, and then go towards the very, very edge of the tunnel there. So close indeed. We'll fast forward this bit here because we don't need to see a straight line. And as we head towards the left-hander then, we're going to call this Banky Boy version 2. On the right side, we've got a yellow sign, which tells you Banky Boy is actually coming. So use that as your brake marker. Nice little brake marker that Gran Turismo have put in there for you. So, as that leaves the screen, I'm going to hit the brakes. And I want to go for an inside line because look at that camber. And as I go through this corner, that huge, ginormous rock on the left-hand side there, that is your accelerating marker. The second that disappears, the very millisecond it disappears, you're going to start accelerating, because the camber of the corner and everything else to do with the cars should allow you to make the corner on exit successfully. And that's what I'm going to try and do here. There we go. Happy days indeed. And I use all the trap there. I'm going to head up the hill then because of that increased speed. Here we go. We're maximizing that. And we've got a tree trunk on the left-hand side, literally on the crest of the hill. So this is your brake marker. As you get to that tree, you're going to hit the brakes. Notice I've stopped accelerating. I'm about to hit the brakes. That tree is my marker. I'm going to brake in a straight line as well. Do not turn on this, otherwise you will spin out. In a straight line as I go over there. Happy days indeed. The car stays fine. The car's like, I'm happy. And that's how you do that. Head towards the left-hander then. On the left-hand side, we've got 2 rocks. Once again, the second rock, the last rock that I've highlighted there is your brake marker for this left-hander. Again, with this one, you've got a lot of yellow inside curbing there that you can use. So you can turn in earlier to really maximize the use of that curbing. And that's what I'm going to try and do here. And then what you want to do is accelerate and use all of the exits if you can. If you touch the grass a little bit, don't worry. Come back on the curbing very quickly. And as we head down towards the final chicane here, on the left-hand side, you've got all the banners on the concrete bollards. And then you've got the blank ones. The second to last blank one on the left-hand side is my brake marker for this corner. Now, you want to overslow for the first part of the chicane. You want to be slower in the first part so you can maximize the second part and the start-finish straight. So I'm going to keep it as tight as I can. Over towards the left-hand side I go. And this maximizes the right-hander. I just lift up a little bit, try and maintain stability in the Porsche, and accelerate towards the line. That's how you do trail mounting on racing hard tyres in Group 3, and that is the end of that lap. We're going to jump then to the final race of the day, Daily Race C, where we're in Group 4 at Lago Maggiore Centre. It's a very, very, very short track, this one. So cars are going to be very close, irrespective of the bop. 20 laps we're doing here. 20 laps. It's a rolling start on racing hard tyres. You do have to pit at least once, though. And that's where the fun comes in, because 20 laps, where do you pit? When do you pit? Kind of interesting, to be honest with you, with times 1 fuel and tyre wear. You can change the suspension and brake balance. I chose the Mazda 3 because of its straight line speed. I knew it would be tight racing, so I wanted to get the extra speed to overtake people where I could. And that's what I'm going to do in this race. Let's jump to it now and let's have a look exactly what happens. Right, here we go then at the start. So Mazda 3 in pole. We've got Subaru in there as well. Ferrari is up there. Ferrari used to be my go-to, but this car is so fast in a straight line. That's why I've picked it. Again, if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. And let's prepare for some exciting racing and also future content as well. That's why you should subscribe. Right, in towards turn 1 we go then. We're starting P14 out of 15. And we're going to go into this right-hander. It all closes up very nicely. Of course, it does in Group 4 as we continue on out. I reckon this is going to be a pretty good week, to be honest with you. There's some very good strategy to be played here. And that's what I like about some of these races. We get a good run on that Evo, and this is why I've picked the Mazda 3. Look at the straight line speed versus the Evo. It is fast. I'm telling you, it's fast here. And people ask me about setups. I'm going to get onto setups shortly as we go into the braking zone. Then the Evo is trying around the outside. I'm going to keep it tight here as we just clip the sausage there and continue on through. Now, when do you pit? That is the question. Well, Nate behind me goes into the pits in that Ferrari. So is that the right strategy call? Because if everyone else pits again later, like lap 2, lap 3, you could still be in the battles. Oh, Shelty gets absolutely rear-ended there by Mario Sonic. We'll have a look at that in the bloopers. It's something to do with the braking there, but we'll have a look again in the bloopers, of course. We're getting 2 positions from now. Mario Sonic is waiting for Shelty there as we continue into the route. We've got Rapid up ahead. Right, what can we do versus Rapid then? That is the question as we look towards the outside of Rapid. Going into this right there, slight tap on Rapid. We just back out of this to make sure Rapid stays stable here. And we're going to go in towards the right-hander. Then the Evo... Where's that Evo speed come from? The Evo makes it down the inside. Good awareness from Rapid as well to notice the Evo coming through as we continue on there. Staying in P11 for now. I think we had some more pit stoppers here. Did we have more pit stoppers? Yes, Gindra's in the pits there. And we've got a few people in the pits actually. Muscapi's in as well. We're looking down the inside then of the Evo once again as we go hard on the brakes. Up into P7 we go. And this is the fun part about this race, the strategy side of it. So we had a lot of people pit there. So Nate potentially now has a big old race on his hands because lots of people to race as they come out the pits. Lots of people there, whereas I've got a bit clear air and I've gone on to lap 4 now where we've caught up to the Honda NSX. So do I pit on this lap? Do I get past on the NSX and look at the clear air then to Sonic? I don't know. It's very interesting. I like this. Anyway, the NSX goes towards the inside. We go towards the outside. Again, look at the straight line speed of this car. So it's going for a really wide line in. Unfortunately, what I don't see is the Evo there comes in so hot there and unfortunately taps my rear end. So that stops my little cutback that I planned. Anyway, a lap later, we're behind the Icelandic driver once again of David, and we're going to go on the inside. And again, look at the speed difference. It's why I picked this car. This car is going to be very good for the race. It's not necessarily the quickest car here, but it's all about potentially getting those overtakes done, because there's only 2 straights here to overtake on. You need the straight line speed, and that's the critical part. I will explain how to do a lap here, of course, and it's not that far off anyway in terms of speed. Lap number 9 then. It's me and Sonic all in the lead on our lonesome. Everybody else has pit here apart from David and Rapid behind, actually, as you can see on the map. Now, Sonic goes a bit deep here and a bit wide, so I go for the cut back here. This is what I was planning earlier on David in P3 as we continue towards the start-finish line. Then Sonic on the inside. TCR versus TCR. Let me show you, and let Sonic show you what racing with TCR is all about then. So Sonic on the inside here. I'm on the outside. I'm going to head towards the hairpin here. Slow it down nicely. Sonic trying around the outside here. We're both in the same car as well, so it's not about the speed here either. And look at this. We're still side by side going into the right-hander, and Sonic is still there as we continue on through. Brilliant racing here with Sonic as we're going to head towards the sharp right-hander then through these little kinks, of course, as we continue on. I had to lift a little bit there to avoid any understeer. Sonic's just got the run on me there a little bit, but I'm keeping my nose in here as we go hard on the brakes. I'm looking down the inside then. I slowed the car down. Sonic round the outside. We're still side by side as we leave this corner. I finally get the job done with that short shift there. Beautiful stuff there with Sonic. Happy days indeed. Now I stayed down until lap 19 because I was like, clean air. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. And as I leave the pits, look who's in the lead. Nath managed to jump everybody there. No idea if they raced too much there, but we did jump everybody else with that strategy. So we didn't race a lot of people there in terms of they were in the pits earlier. We went in the pits later. Really good stuff. We've got a big race here with Muscaffi then as we continue on. That Alpha's looking very strong on the leaderboards at the moment. It's not a car I am using just because, as I say, the Mazda 3 straight line speed is there, and that's how you're going to get the overtakes. I mean, look, the Alpha's in the slipstream. Can't overtake me. So as long as I maintain the apex, the Alpha's not going to get by me at all. And if it does, on the straights, I slipstream back by. Yeah, no, I did say that. I'm getting so confused with my language today. I got up at 3 a.m. I might add that. I got woken up by the electric going off. But 3 a.m. starts. We finish in P2. I'll take that. What a race. It's a brilliant race, this one. I do like it. I really do like it. It's a very short race, though, at 16 minutes. I reckon another 5 laps on this race would have been good. It would have really been good. It would have extended that strategy a bit more. Right, how do you do this? Very short circuit. Well, turn 1, I've explained that marker so many times. It's black and blue van man there on the left-hand side. Pick any one of those two or the end of the pit wall, and that is your brake marker for turn 1. Nice and easy. Now, in the Mazda 3, you need to avoid wheel spin. So I'm going to drop to 2nd gear, and then I want to short shift to 3rd gear so I don't wheel spin. As I go into this right-hander, on the right-hand side, we've got the white painted grass there. Again, I'm going to drop down to 2nd gear. That is my brake marker for this corner. Now, I'm going to short shift to 3rd on exit, again, to reduce the wheel spin, and it allows me to continue accelerating. This car really builds its speed very quickly, so it avoids that wheel spin. There we go, 3rd gear, accelerate out of the corner. What I'm going to do then is go into this right-hander, short shift again to avoid the wheel spin and understeer, and accelerate through the corner. I want a really good run onto this straight. That's my goal here, and that's what I'm trying to do. So we clip the kink on the left, we go into the right-hand side there, and we're going to accelerate towards the final brake marker. It's that quick here at this circuit, and what we're looking for here is you've got 100 board, okay? We're not using that, but this is where it goes, right, okay, how many arrows forward am I going to use as a brake marker? Now, this car's very quick, so I've used the first arrow after the 100 board. If your car is very slow, or maybe you're really good on the brakes, you might want to use the 2nd arrow. Pick an arrow after the 100 board here as we go hard on the brakes and slowing the car down nicely. Short shift to 3rd again to avoid that wheel spin. Accelerate out of the corner and then head towards the line to see what lap time you're going to get. I believe this is a 47.2 from memory. Yes, we're in the 0.3s now, so definitely going to be a 0.2 there. Happy days indeed. Now, let's have a look at some bloopers. So why was this GTR so slow in race B? So we're through here. Oh, okay, they got overtaken, and then it's just a bit of bump drafting there. So Chelsea goes on the inside. We've got Marisonic around the outside. I got on the inside as well. Really good awareness from the Belgian driver, to be fair. Really good awareness. A lot was happening there very quickly. So shout out to you. We're on board Metal Ape then. This is the Porsche. Oh, slight tap between the two drivers and then ends up in the wall there. So Metal Ape in the Gulf machine. And this is where I was talking about the braking as you turn here. So Spaniard goes on the brakes, still turning on the brakes, and that just forces the car into an oversteer. You don't want to be braking and turning like that on Trail Mountain in that first turn. Brake, then turn into the corner. Right, here we go then. What happened with Shelty and Mario Sonic? We're going to head towards turn number 1. So remember, it's the van mans that we're looking at. Yeah, Shelty just broke too early there and hits the barrier. Now, I do believe they both said sorry to each other afterwards. Marasonic's waiting here. You know, it is what it is. Mario got a 4-second penalty as well. Pretty harsh to say he stopped there, but it is what it is as we then go with the Lars. The Lars, you can see this. The Lars just got a bit too deep. A bit nasty, you got a bit more left there, but hey, we survived. We all survived. We carry on racing. And that's going to be it for this video, folks. If you did like it, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel, stay in touch with all the latest content. There are 2 videos there to check out, including Beat the Meta from last week. Well worth a watch, of course, with another banger race that happened from PD. Thank you so much for watching again, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.